People are saying that the sheriff should be fired. What do you guys think? Now, first, he was allowing someone wanted for sex crimes to just go ahead and roam free at a family restaurant. Second, he feels like ICE needs his permission to enter his county. But illegals don't need permission to enter our country. So who's wrong here? If the sheriff doesn't want to arrest individuals accused of these crimes, should he go ahead and get another job? Or should he be removed from his? What do you guys think? Hey, by the way, guys, if you're one of the real ones who really enjoy what we do here on the channel, you've got to check out the Inner Circle. This is where our true supporters get exclusive access to content that I just can't share here, completely commercial free. It's also the best way to keep this channel going strong. So if you want to be a part of something special, join us over there. Links in the description or in the pinned comment down below. I think the line's pretty clear. Commit a crime, you get deported. Just watch what happens to this green card holder detained by ICE. Here, watch.
A federal effort to crack down on immigration is affecting more than just those without documentation.
We're now learning what it could mean for green card holders with criminal records. WRO's Carly Haynes spoke with a Durham woman whose husband was arrested by ICE last week and could now be deported.
Call.
Has he been transferred out?
After call.
I just need to know where my husband is.
Heather Spink is trying to track down her husband, Zaryab Hassan.
I'm tired. I get nowhere. It seems like I'm running in circles.
Last Wednesday, he was in Durham. 24 hours later, the federal immigration's website listed him in ICE custody in Stuart, Georgia.
This is the scariest thing I've ever had to go through. And there's nothing I can do.
Her husband has had this green card since 2003. In 2022, he faced felony drug charges, including death by distribution. He went on probation as part of a plea deal. Then last week, met with his probation officer.
As soon as he walked in, the probation officer took him to a conference room, and there were 4 ICE police in there, and they instantly said, "Put your hands behind your back."
ICE arrests at probation meetings aren't new, but immigration attorneys say they could happen more often now, with the president's emphasis on deporting some immigrants and securing the country's borders.
Well, I do think that there is a heightened level of enforcement. There is a very clear message from this administration that they are going to detain and remove as many individuals as they can.
Court records show Spink's husband faced more felony charges in 2024, including possession of a firearm by a felon. It's unclear whether the original charges he took the plea deal for or these more recent ones led to the arrest. But Durham attorney Yesenia Polanco Galdames says the original drug charges could still be grounds for deportation.
What happens is that the individual may not really appreciate or comprehend the consequences of their plea, and they agree to either accept a plea agreement where they plead guilty or maybe a deferred prosecution for an underlying crime that makes them deportable.
We asked immigration attorney Chris Barnes about the timeline.
It could be that this individual was just recently flagged and became on ICE's radar. It could be a ramping up of enforcement from ICE.
Spink is watching what this means for her husband, who's now states away.
Nobody knows. Nobody's talking about it. So here we are.
I mean, this policy isn't anything new. It's been there forever. A green card holder can get deported for criminal offenses. I mean, think about it this way. A green card is kind of like a probationary pass to allow you to work. To commit a crime, it's revoked and you're gone. And now with Trump's administration, they actually mean it. That includes lawmakers who step out of line too. So, for example, squad member House Representative Ilhan Omar has officially been put on notice by Representative Brandon Gill, who urged his supporters to back the petition in a recent fundraising email. Because see, leaked footage came out last week of Ilhan Omar advising Somali-born constituents on what to do if they're questioned by ICE officials. Now, as Gill said in his fundraising email, we should never let Ilhan Omar into our country. Now, a little bit of background on the squad member Congresswoman. Ilhan Omar, who is the first Somali American in Congress, came to the United States as a refugee in 1995 during the Somali Civil War. She became a citizen in 2000 when she was 17. In his email, Gill accused Ilhan Omar of facilitating a full-scale scale invasion of our country. He talked about the Congresswoman's free workshops for Somalians who are in our country illegally on how to evade ICE and deportation. So according to the congressman, it could not be more blatant. Ilhan Omar is more loyal to illegal Somalians than she is to the United States or the office that she was elected to. It's an absolute disgrace. So this next line in particular kind of got a lot of people riled up. He said, "I have my fill of foreigners storming our border, complaining about and disparaging our country, and then helping more and more of them invade our lands. And I know the American people are too." Now, Ilhan Omar's response, big surprise, she called the congressman racist and quite frankly fascist, and that threatening to deport a legal U.S. citizen because you disagree with them is directly out of President Trump's fascist playbook. She also said that she hopes Representative Gill stops threatening Americans that disagree with him. I don't know, you guys. Isn't that exactly what they're doing over on their side? Now, I still remember President Biden saying that we've got to get Trump. Why? Just because the man disagrees with him. And come on, guys, calling the congressman a racist and a fascist? Now, that's something directly out of the Democrats' playbook, is it not? Drop a quick yes in the comments down below. Hit the like button if I'm making sense to you guys here. Also, you can subscribe to the channel, tap that notification bell for more updates like this one. But let's go ahead and dive back in. As I've been saying, we're not just working against the enemy outside. There's also the enemy within. Border Czar Tom Homan recently accused the FBI of leaking information about the ICE raids. Here, check this out.
And tonight, a very disturbing trend is taking hold as President Trump is implementing his mass deportation policy. Looks like every time ICE is preparing to launch a large-scale enforcement operation in a liberal city, information about that raid is leaked. And now the administration is taking major steps to make sure that stops happening. Attorney General Pam Bondi warning yesterday right here on Fox News, quote, "If you leaked it, we will find out who you are. We will come after you." This after Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said that she thought that FBI employees were the ones responsible for these leaks. Also tonight, our own Bill Maloogian reporting that Secretary Noem is asking the Treasury Department to allow IRS agents to be sent to the southern border to help enforce immigration law. Here with more is Trump administration border czar Tom Homan. Tom, where are these leaks coming from?
Well, look, we think it's coming from inside, and we know the first leak of Aurora is under current investigation. We think we identified that person under investigation right now. The California leak, Secretary Noem, she's correct. Some of the information we're receiving tends to lead toward the FBI. But I talked to the Deputy Attorney General all this weekend. They've opened up a criminal investigation. And they have promised that not only this person lose their job and lose their pension, they're going to go to jail. They're going to criminally prosecute. So we're all over it. We got the DHS IG investigating the first one. Have a pretty good idea what happened. Can't share a lot because it's under investigation, but the IG's opened up a criminal investigation on the second one. We're sending a strong message. It's just not, giving the bad guys a heads up so they can escape apprehension. Right? We're arresting, giving, the Venezuela gang a heads up so we can't arrest them. You're putting officers' lives at risk. It's only a matter of time if we walk into a place where there's going to be a bad guy doesn't care. He's going to be sitting and wait for the officers to show up and ambush him. This is not a game. So DHS and DOJ are connected at hip to hold these people responsible in a criminal fashion.
So yeah, that was Tom Homan talking about how Deputy Attorney General Emil Bove believes it has identified the leaker that's responsible for tipping off Venezuelan migrants before a large operation in Aurora, Colorado. They said not only will this person lose their job and their pension, but they will go to jail, because this is pretty serious if you think about it. The leaked information let alleged members of the Venezuelan prison gang Tren de Aragua evade capture by ICE authorities. Instead, they were met with mostly empty apartments and buildings. And as Tom Homan put it, the leaks are just giving the bad guys a heads up so they can escape apprehension. Not to mention, they're putting officers' lives at risk. And this was no accident. And as Texas Republican lawmaker Brandon Gill just sent out a petition calling for Somali American Representative Ilhan Omar to be arrested and deported to her birth country. Now, this after the squad member Congresswoman hosted workshops advising Somali-born citizens on what to do if they're questioned by ICE officials. Now, as Gill said in his email, the time has come to arrest and deport Ilhan Omar. What do you guys think? Should she be arrested and deported? And it's not just the squad they're cracking down. Borders are. Tom Homan says that there's a leak at the FBI, and there have been critical leaks details about planned immigration raids, and in doing so, they're also putting officers' lives at risk. Now, Tom Homan says that he's been promised not only will this person lose their job and their pension, but they will go to jail. And think about it, guys. If the FBI is really leaking ICE information to these illegal migrants, Tom Homan explained that it's only a matter of time before they walk into a place where there's going to be a bad guy who just doesn't care. He's going to be sitting and waiting for the officers to show up and ambush them. So yeah, what these liberal sympathizers don't realize is that they're putting police officers' lives at risk. They're putting these police officers' lives in danger by leaking this ICE information. Well, no more, because Trump's administration is really cracking down, guys. Now, for one, the Justice Department, led by Attorney General Pam Bondi, has just filed a lawsuit against the state of New York and its governor, Kathy Hochul, and Attorney General Letitia James, alleging a failure to comply with federal law by shielding illegal immigrants. As Pam Bondi declared at a news conference, this is a new DOJ, and they're getting help too. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, he even signed an agreement that could soon deputize Florida Highway Patrol officers to perform the functions of federal immigration officers. They're taking action in the field too, guys. Just recently, Homeland Security raided this restaurant in Missouri. They went in for one person and actually nabbed 12 illegal immigrants in one go. The local sheriff had some words to say, though. Check this out.
Tonight, employees at this restaurant in Liberty say they feel shaken up after a federal operation earlier today. The Clay County Sheriff Will Aiken told Fox 4 agents showed up based on one person's warrant, but they left the restaurant taking a dozen employees with them. I'm Lauren Halifax.
I'm Kevin Barry. Fox 4's Jacob Sloan has been looking into this today. He spoke with the people at El Patro who were trying to stay open without 12 of their staff members.
The Clay County Sheriff's Office told us they were not a part of the operation here at El Potro. Sheriff Aiken only found out when he showed up to figure out what was going on. It happened around 10 a.m. Friday. Sheriff Aiken says he didn't know the operation was happening until he got a call.
I need to know what the heck's going on in my county. I mean, a federal agency is coming in and they're, conducting an operation. Again, if something happens in my county, I need to be prepared for that.
As soon as I heard, I hurried and made my way here. But unfortunately, when I got here, they already had them in the van, and they took 12 employees.
This video obtained by Fox 4 shows Homeland Security agents in El Potro Mexican Cafe in Liberty.
They come in here, they had guns, and they also had their face covered, and they blocked all the doors, and it just made everybody scared.
Sheriff Aiken says federal agents were on site for a single person's warrant related to child sex crimes.
What brought them there was that one person, but they were there for Worksite enforcement.
He says throughout the day, he saw misinformation shared on social media.
Really, it's gotten that far where we're afraid of brown people? Asinine. But no one is taking into consideration that perhaps federal agencies are just doing their job. So be responsible when you're exercising your First Amendment right, and don't believe everything that you see on social media.
At El Potro, they're open Friday night. Even the owner is helping out by washing dishes.
We're open, and we're just to be a little bit patient with us. It's Friday night, so we're always busy.
El Potro had to close another location in order to staff this one and keep it open. Sheriff Aiken says there may be more operations in the future. If there are any questions about those, to reach out to the sheriff's office.
Separate leaking incident, the Los Angeles Times published an article just 2 weeks ago reporting that ICE is preparing for a large-scale immigration enforcement operation in Southern California at the end of February. Secretary Kristi Noem of the DHS, which ICE falls under, called out the FBI's supposed involvement, saying that the FBI is just so corrupt and they will work with any and every agency to stop leaks and prosecute those crooked deep state agents to the fullest extent of the law. In fact, we're already seeing this take place, guys. Attorney General Pam Bondi just filed a lawsuit against the state of New York and its governor, Kathy Hochul, and Attorney General Letitia James. Now, according to Pam Bondi, New York has chosen to prioritize illegal aliens over American citizens. It stops today. Also charged is Mark Schroeder, Commissioner of New York Department of Motor Vehicles. Why the DMV, you ask? Well, you see, New York has these green light laws. also known as the Driver's License Act, which allows illegal immigrants to get a driver's license. Not only that, the law also prevents certain federal agencies from even accessing New York State's driver's license information, meaning they're blocking ICE investigations from taking place. Now, as Pam Bondi explained it, the law enforcement officers do not have access to their background. And if these great men and women pull over somebody and they don't have access to their background, well, they have no idea who they're dealing with. And it puts their lives on the line every single day. So the Trump administration is trying its best to keep our police officers safe. Just recently, the Justice Department asked a federal judge to strike down sanctuary policies in Illinois and Chicago. So Pam Bondi's warning these people now. They did it to Illinois, strike one. Strike two is New York. And if you're a state not complying with federal law, you're next. Get ready. They're just going to go harder from here on out, guys. In fact, Trump and Tom Homan said that they are not satisfied with the current numbers. Here, watch.
Sources tell News Nation that privately, the president says he is frustrated at the recent slide in ICE arrest numbers. Let's get out to border correspondent Allie Bradley, who joins us live from Del Rio, Texas. Allie, we know the administration's goal is about 1,200 to 1,500 arrests every single day, but how many are actually happening?
Yeah, right now, unfortunately, it seems that those numbers are slowing down a little bit and falling short there because we're only averaging around 611 arrests through ICE right now. And the president may have said publicly that he wasn't frustrated, but behind closed doors, he expressed that he wants more arrests. And he actually told sources that are familiar here that the numbers are, quote, too effing low. So when it comes to these numbers, something that we're tracking here, Borders Czar Tom Homan saying that he is pushing for higher numbers while still prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats. But here's the thing. Homan isn't happy with the numbers either. In fact, he wants to see them triple. Take a listen to what he told our Kelly Meyer this morning.
Mr. Homan, is the president happy with the number of arrests?
I'm not. The arrests, if you look at the arrests in interior enforcement, about 3 times higher than it was a year ago today. 3 times higher is good, but I'm not satisfied. There's more criminal aliens that need to be arrested, hundreds of thousands. Sanctuary cities are putting roadblocks up. We got leaks. So we need to increase the arrest of illegal aliens, especially those with criminal convictions. So we're going to continue. So 3 times higher is good. The numbers are good. For me, not good enough. We got to get more.
So you heard him there. He's not satisfied. Homan, meantime, says that they need congressional funding to be successful in these efforts. They need bed space. Right now, they're utilizing government resources like Fort Bliss. We know Guantanamo Bay is receiving some flights, but they're also leaning on states like Georgia. We were able to confirm that the prison in Atlanta is actually being used to house illegal immigrants marked for deportation as well. Now, in order to actually help cover more ground here, because not just bed space that is an issue, we've seen all these different agencies jump in to help.
So yeah, they're cranking up the heat from here on out. Governor Ron DeSantis just signed an agreement that could soon deputize Florida Highway Patrol officers to perform the functions of federal immigration officers. And so basically, they're giving troopers the authority to exercise immigration power. You see, at least Florida gets it. Florida Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles Executive Director Dave Kerner, he explained in their statement that Governor Ron DeSantis understands the role of law enforcement and he wants to provide the strongest immigration law possible, empowering law enforcement to get to work and deport illegal aliens residing in the state. William Smith, president of the Florida Highway Patrol chapter of Florida's Police Benevolent Association, commented that they're going to become the tip of the spear. Now, apparently, Ron DeSantis wasn't very happy with the new immigration reform bill passed by the Florida legislature. He said it fails to honor the promises to the voters, fails to meet the moment, and would actually weaken state immigration enforcement. So he took the matters into his own hands because for the governor, they must have the strongest law in the nation on immigration enforcement that will guarantee state and local deportation assistance, end catch and release, eliminate magnets such as remittances, and adopt supporting policies that will protect Floridians. He also wants to mandate that counties and cities participate in the federal deportation program and pushed for the authority to suspend officials who do not comply. He even wants to make it a state crime to enter the United States illegal and require the people show identification and their immigration status before sending money back home. Now, that would definitely be something, wouldn't it? So what do you guys think? Do you feel a safer America coming on the horizon? Drop a quick yes or no in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts, guys. More suggested videos for you as well at the end of this one.